Alright everybody, I'm going to see if I can do a little video on our animals here and let you all know where they've come from and how did they come here to Bailey's Homestead. So our turkeys were purchased. One of them came from uh, another farm. She was an older hen when we got her, and well, she's living out her life here. The other bronze hen that we have um, is one I believe we hatched out. I believe she's the only one left out of the two that we had hatched. The male turkey was purchased at auction. It was kind of a mistake. My wife thought she was bidding on bronze, and she was not. So that's how we ended up with the blue slate. Unfortunately, little lady got a hold of his mate. So that being said, no, I take that back. It was not little lady. It was Dodger. Little lady got a hold of our chickens. Little lady is a pup that was left out of 2 litters ago. We never was able to get her adopted out. We have tried multiple times, from selling her to putting her up for free. Nobody wants her, and it's a shame because we'd love for her to go to a wonderful, loving home. Now, a lot of people would have already put a dog like that down on their farm. They would not have it. We're trying to give these dogs the best life we can while keeping everybody else safe. So we have the hot wire in place because Freya climbs the fence. She's not in there right now, as you can see, because she climbed the fence and I can't get her to come to me. She was hit by the electric fence, so I am sure she's a little shook up, and we'll get her caught and put back in there. I'm not too worried about her taking off too far, but we let her out so she has extended exercise. Now, moving on with animals, we do have a rooster that we took in. Somebody said, hey, I have a rooster, road red, do you want him? I said yes. So that is where that came from. All the rest of our chickens we've either hatched out or purchased from swap meets or auctions, etc. The cinnamon queens were listed online. We went and purchased those about 30 minutes away. Dakota, the horses, Dakota and Santana were both adopted from the wild horse program. The Sphinx was one of those as well. Chief and Dylan were both from a horse rescue that I worked at. I adopted them, and unfortunately they passed on. The emu we purchased. We purchased both the pigs. Let's see here. The quail, the 2 males, we just purchased yesterday. The others, I went up and helped another homesteader and was able to get those, and that was a blessing. And that was just a partial saying, hey, thank you for the help, and we're enjoying it. We've been getting eggs out of them, and hopefully we can get these males in there, and we'll be able to start hatching some out. I believe the female rabbit was given to us. I'd have to confirm that with my wife. I'm not sure if we purchased her or not. We were looking for one, and someone got a hold of us and said, hey, come pick one out, and that's what she did. So I don't remember exactly how that transaction went down, but the 2 black ones we purchased, and then my male, I ended up rescuing him at the livestock market. Um, he had got out during one of the sales, and their rule there is if you can catch it, it's yours. So I chased him down, and I finally caught him, and well, he's been here ever since. I absolutely love him, and yeah, that's where he come from. So moving on, Toulouse, the orange farm cat here that we have. Um, he was what I would consider a rescue. He was a barn cat that was dropped off at our old feed store from where we used to live. And, well, my wife brought him home because apparently I needed another cat. I haven't had luck with cats. Every cat that I have personally claimed and owned has disappeared. And I didn't want another cat, but I got one. I actually got two, to be technical. My former late, however you want to say it, father-in-law's cat took to me, but now he has moved upstairs and likes the kids better, so I don't know if he's still my cat or not, but yeah. I think if we didn't have all the dogs in our room, he would probably still be in there, but we rescued him after my father-in-law passed. My son's cat, I believe, is also a rescue. She was just a cat that nobody wanted, and Stormy was adopted. I don't know what my son calls his cat. That's why I said my son's cat, because they change their names all the time. Last I knew, it was Sunflower. But anyway, Stormy is our calico. She was kind of just a wildcat stray that showed up at my parents' house. You couldn't handle her. She did not like being held. She still doesn't to a point. But you can actually hold her, pet her, and things like that. But she's the type that once she's ready to be down, she's ready to be down, and you better let her down, because her claws will let you know if you don't. But I'd like to kind of consider her as a rescue. She was given to my wife after my wife's cat unfortunately disappeared. We were in the process of catching animals before we moved from when we lived down in Branson, Missouri. Yeah, she disappeared. We went back and looked and looked and looked. We were hoping she would go back to the old house, and we had people down there looking for her, and we don't know what happened. She just disappeared, and it was kind of tragic and heartbreaking. My wife had that cat since she was a kitten, had multiple litters of kittens. We were able to find homes for her, and she was a great cat. She was great. She absolutely loved the kids. She would go snuggle with the kids until they went to sleep, and then went on about her business. Absolutely loved Larissa, or Alice. My lands, I've got the wrong kid on my mind. Loved her when she was a baby. Just absolutely wanted to be by her side, and it was cute because Alice would carry around all the baby animals, and they were all her animals, and well, she would curl up next to her and let her go to sleep, and then once she was asleep, she was everybody else's cat. But yeah, that's where Stormy came from. My parents said, hey, she can have Stormy, so that's how we got Stormy. It took a while of us working with her to get her socialized. My parents tried and tried and tried. You couldn't touch her. She was a wild cat. She had went on her way to feral, to say the least. And now she's a domesticated house cat, and she absolutely loves to be petted. And she's kind of annoying at times because she will yell at you and yell at you. You know when she is hungry, because you do not hear the end of it, let me tell you. And it's the same if she wants attention. So But we love them, and the meat chickens, obviously, we purchased those. You can't breed those. I mean, you can, but good luck to you. Um, I'm not doing it. That's a whole lot of work there. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Um, we were given the duck and the rooster we're going to pick up this evening. Um, they were getting ready to look for new homes, and at first it was a purchase agreement. Get the duck, get the rooster for free kind of thing. And they both ended up being free to us. So we are grateful for that, because the ducks that we're hatching out are going to be like that one. And possibly, it's possible, they might turn out like our white one. There is a mixture of ducks out there. They don't separate them. So we're not 100% sure what we're going to get. They're a mystery right now. So their goose is just by herself. So they're not fertile eggs. We had goose eggs that came with them. So we'll probably be eating those, because you can't hatch them. They're not fertile. There's no way for them to be. So yeah. 5 of the baby chicks in there in the brooder room were purchased. The rest we have successfully hatched out in our incubators here. We had a stray rooster show up out of the blue. Just had no idea. He just showed up, and he's never left. So the ducks we purchased from a feed store. Raised them up. We're not sure what happened to the female. We just found her having some problems, and she ended up passing from those problems. And it sucks. Animals have issues, but we only do what we can do for them. And she was just fine, and then she wasn't. So, man, I would love to get rid of these red wasps. I can't stand them. They're so aggressive, and they don't leave you alone. They like that big oak tree back here, and they sit up there, and they'll dive bomb you. So it's hard to work with the chickens. It's hard to work with Dakota, but that is pretty much the only spot I have to put these guys right now. So, yeah. I wanted to give you guys a little insight. Gracie and Skittles were both adopted. The story behind them was apparently they were abused. Lady got them back, and well, here they are. We took them in, and we've been working with them. You couldn't touch these poor babies. They took to me almost immediately, and we've been working with them. And now, since Gracie was attacked by Anna, she pretty much doesn't leave my side. They didn't before, but she is so terrified from that it's hard for us to handle her right now. So it's kind of like we were dealing with Skittles when he first came here. And now Skittles there does not leave my side, and we're able to handle him without him screaming his head off. And we're working to get Gracie back to health after that traumatic event, and she's doing well, and she sleeps by my side, and she usually won't leave my side. If I go somewhere, she follows. And Freya, we were driving through local town here, and had Anna and Beast in the back of the truck, and had a guy flagging us down. It was a little iffy, but I did finally stop at a stop sign, and he got out while we were at the stop sign and started to approach the truck. He kept his distance. He asked if it was okay if he approached, and I understood it was kind of awkward. But he had gotten Freya, and it was not working out with his other dog, and he had her in a little bitty camper maybe one of those little 12 footers, maybe 16, but small. I don't even think it was a 16 footer, to be quite honest. I want to say it was about 12 foot. Um, it was just one of those that had a bed and a kitchen area. Um, I'd be surprised if it had a bathroom in it. But yeah, one of those little bitty ones. When we looked in the windows, it was absolutely covered front to back in feces, and that's what she was living in. Um, he couldn't let her out with his dog, and we looked at her, we seen her in those conditions, and we said, yes, we'll take her. And we had her about 3 days, and she got into it with Anna, and Anna lost an eye because of that. And she has tamed down quite a bit since we've got her. She was very, very hyper, and just go, 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 go all the time. She's kind of settled out, and she still gets hyper and excited, and we love that. She plays fetch. She's a great dog, but she gets aggressive with the horses, and we have to keep her contained. If she's out and about, she has to be supervised, and that's why I'm out here now. I'm not going to leave her out here for very long by herself, because she will be right on Santana's heels and irritating her, and Lord forbid she gets in there with Dakota, because I don't think it'll end well for her. He has got a powerful, powerful kick compared to the two girls that we had, Santana and Sphinx. We still have Santana. Don't take that wording the wrong way. But yeah, we've rescued quite a few animals here, and we're glad to give them good homes, loving homes, and keeping them happy and healthy and as safe as we can. And that's the whole reason that Freya is in that pen, and we had to put the hot wire up because she climbs the fence. And we've had it happen. It even happened earlier with the hot wire. That bottom line had a little bit of sag in it, and I fixed that, but I'm waiting to get her back in there before I turn it back on. Yeah, I've sat there trying to watch something on TV, and I hear a dog rearing outside. I go out and I find out that she has climbed the fence and is irritating Santana. And I don't know what her issue is with the horses. I don't know if it's just because they're bigger or what. Little lady has the same issue. That's how we know if Santana is trying to get into the chicken pen or the feed room, because they absolutely have a fit when she gets up close. So that's just for the safety, for their safety, and for everybody else's safety here, and to ensure that we can keep this homestead going. Because little lady has gotten a hold of chickens and completely wiped out our Rhode Island Reds down to the couple that we have. I know we have at least one left, but she cut our flock in half in a matter of just a few hours. It was ridiculous. She's got a hold of a couple of the Easter eggers, and then Dodger ended up getting a hold of the blue slate. Dodger was a puppy that came from our old farrier and horse dentist. We had the father, and that's how we ended up with Dodger. I kept Dodger because his dad was deaf. He had blue eyes. He was an absolute awesome dog, but I did not have time to invest in a dog that couldn't hear. I had done my best. I was working with him, and he was starting to get down on my commands, but you could yell at that dog all day long, and he wouldn't hear you. You could snap in his ears, snap, no response whatsoever. You could call him to you, unless he actually physically seen you and you're patting your leg, come here. you couldn't, no response. There was no reaction, so that's how we knew he was deaf. Once he turned around and seen that you were wanting him to come to you, he was a great dog. So, that being said, we ended up having to put Dodger down because he was aggressive with everything, and we were afraid he might get aggressive with us, because it just there were signs. I'll put it that way, and it was heartbreaking and something that we don't enjoy doing, and we try not to do to the best of our ability. We're hoping that Freya and little lady don't end up down that same route. But there's not much people can do when you can't find them homes. And we have to do what we have to do to make sure everybody here stays safe, including ourselves. And an aggressive dog, to us, is no good. It's no bueno. A lot of people are not going to adopt a dog like that. And I understand. But the animal aggression, this is a working homestead, and I've got to make sure that everybody stays safe. So we built a good-sized dog run there. They have room to run around and play. They do it all the time. And I'm going to make sure nobody's coming through our gate, because I did hear that truck. I'm thinking it was just rocks hitting his trailer, but I thought I heard a chain rattling, so I'm going to walk down here and check the gate. Yep, that's good. Nobody here. So, yeah, we rescue as we can. Obviously, we have a tight budget to work with, and we do the best that we can. I'm an animal lover, and I'll do absolutely everything I can to ensure that animal has a really good life. But I'm not against butchering. Everything here has a purpose. We got rabbits. Rabbits are a meat source. Chickens, they lay eggs. They're also an income source, from eggs to chicks, and some of them are a meat source. Our egg layers are definitely not a meat source, but they are here until the day that they pass naturally, unless they are suffering and we have to help that along. I absolutely will not watch an animal suffer, and unfortunately, Anna is starting to have a lot of problems getting around. She's still doing really good. We're nowhere anywhere near having to make that decision, at least not yet. But she is showing signs of arthritis in her hips. And as hard as it will be to let her go, that is the choice that I'm going to make, because I am not going to sit here and pump her full of drugs just to get another day out of that dog, when she deserves to just be done, not suffer. And you know, I understand it, because the love of an animal is just, it's unmatched. But I will not let an animal sit there and suffer, and I'm not going to pump her full of drugs just to enjoy one more day with her. I will let her go when the time comes to do that. I'm not going to sit here and watch her struggle to get up to eat and drink and all of that. That's just, to me, that is cruel. And I don't care what you pump an animal with, they still feel pain. They're still uncomfortable, and I don't know. I don't like watching it. I don't like watching an animal sit there and suffer. When they get to the point they can't enjoy life anymore, it's time to let them go. As hard as that is, that's just how it is. I mean, it's not something that I enjoy watching, and I'm not going to. So, unfortunately, I have that in the back of my mind. We are going to get her seen as soon as we can, and maybe see if we can get something to help her be a little bit more comfortable as this progresses. But we're not going to sit here and watch her struggle. Um, just to enjoy her and keep her around. I feel like that is cruel, making an animal stick around. That is greedy and selfish. So anyway, we dispatch as we absolutely have to, whether that be for food or health reasons. We try to keep them alive as long as we can, but like I said, I'm not going to sit here and let them suffer. I know some rescues that have that issue. They'll sit here and do this no-kill order, and a lot of the animals sit there and suffer. I have nothing wrong with allowing an animal to die naturally. I have a problem with people spending thousands and thousands of dollars investing to keep an animal alive for another day longer. You're literally just trying to avoid the inevitable, and I don't know. That's just not me. That's not me. I'm okay with letting them die naturally. I am, but you have to be able to make the call. And to me, letting an animal sit there and suffer is just not right. And so anyway, Mr. Duck was given to my daughter yesterday for her birthday. If you want to wish her a happy birthday, we'll be celebrating that at my parents' this evening, because it's been rainy and nasty, and they're calling for all kinds of things this week. One of the storms they were calling for actually developed, but it was further down the road from us. We got to see that yesterday. That was pretty cool to see. Sprinkled on us a little bit over there, but we didn't get anything here. So it's hit and miss what we're going to get. So we really didn't plan anything for her birthday, but she decided that duck was hers, and I said, well, it's not yours. And well, by the end of the night, he was her birthday gift. So yeah, he'll be here. He'll be here. Nothing's going to happen to him. I really didn't plan on it anyway, but with chickens, and if it doesn't work out, then you got to figure out something else. And roosters and drakes and things like that are overpopulated, so they end up being freezer camp anyway. There's not a whole lot of chicken rescues and things to send things like that to. So yeah, I think it would be absolutely insane to have a bunch of roosters around. That's a whole lot of racket, as the two we have make a lot of noise. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know kind of where the animals come from, a little bit of their backstory, and you know, we're not just out here getting cute little pets and racking up a feed bill. We're trying to give animals homes that don't have homes to go to. I think we're pretty much done on dogs and cats, just because of things like Freya and Little Lady. It's a lot of stress trying to make things work like this, and with Freya not getting along with a whole lot of dogs, it's hard to bring any more in, because we don't want any more issues in the house. We already have to separate Anna from the two little ones here. Well, come here. And this is Skittles, guys. And this is Miss Gracie. She's always been small, but we're trying to get her to fill back in. All that stress and stuff and losing the babies, it's just taken a while to get her back healthy. And she will look like him once again. They put on quite a bit after we got him here, and we'll get her there again. It just takes time. It's just, you know, a lot of people want that overnight, and that's just not the way it works. That's not healthy by any means, and you're taking a lot of risks trying to get an animal to gain a bunch of weight in a little bit of amount of time. We're not about that here. We're going to take our time. We're going to let them heal and let them be healthy. That's like Dakota. We've had him since January. and it is now going into May, and he has put on quite a bit of weight in that time. Yeah, I probably could have put a lot of weight on him in about 30, 60 days, but I'm not going to do that. That could kill that horse. And any haters out there need to do some research and realize that. Um, so far, we've been lucky and not had any on our channel, but that I'm aware of. Um, but yeah, you've got to know what you're doing. Um, and you really need to look into your stuff before you go complaining about somebody else's animals. Um, there are so many false reports of neglect and abuse that just ruin people's lives. Um, we rescued a horse before that we were putting weight on, and I've been through that in one of my videos, and had an absolute Karen ruin everything for that horse. I ended up having to bury that horse, and that was a very traumatic experience for me. I ended up giving up all my horses, and we got rid of the pigs, the chicken. We were done. Um, we kept our dogs and cats. That was it. That's how traumatic that was for me, and well, I'm not the same person anymore, so I just don't put up with ignorance. Um, so do your research, people, before you go being a Karen and complaining about somebody, because not everybody is just neglecting their animals. Um, these animals are by far nowhere near neglected. Nowhere near. They are absolutely spoiled. These two go with us. Like I said, they don't leave my side. They go with us everywhere that we can take them with us. Sometimes they have to stay in the car, but that's why we decide whether we can take them with us or not, because I don't want to leave them in the car for very long, especially in this heat. But yeah, that's where our animals come from, and we're glad to be here. We're glad to do what we do. I don't live my life in the vet office, but we do use the vet when we absolutely have to. Because there's just times that you have to go to a vet and get checkups done and get certain medications and things. So, but I'm not going to sit here and spend a fortune constantly going to the vet. I think that's ignorant, and a lot of medications have been taken off the counter. You have to go to a vet now, and I think until we can get affordable animal care, we should not be forced to have to go to a vet. That is absolutely ridiculous. Um, we sit here and talk about people not being able to afford animals, but we sit here and allow these outrageous vet bills. I mean, Chief getting tore up by that barbed wire fence that we had at our temporary location here was very expensive. And we were racking our brains in absolute panic mode because we did not know how we were going to get that poor guy treated. And we figured it out. We made a plan. And we're still paying that bill off, unfortunately. Um, that's just part of it. It had to be done, and we got him medicated. We got him healed. And, with Santana, we were lucky. There was no need to take her to the vet. We were able to heal her right here at home. We were able to medicate her, and we didn't have to put her on any kind of pain meds or anything like that. Um, she did fine, and she is healed up great. So, yeah, that is how we go here. We'll get animals. We do segregate them for a temporary time, just to make sure they're okay before we introduce them to our other animals, um, to the best of our ability. Obvious, they can socialize through a kennel or a fence, things like that, but yeah, we do our best, and I'm happy to do it. If I could do more, I absolutely would. So, yeah, I'm hoping one of these days we'll have better facilities and things like that, and more land. You guys have heard that many other times in other videos, and that is still my goal. That is still my plan. I want to have more space and be able to do more. I want to be able to provide for my family a little bit better. I'm not going to establish an actual animal rescue by any means, but I'd like to have the room to be able to take in more animals. And I'd be able to actually have the room to have other animals to help aid in those expenses. I don't think I'll ever get into the injuries and things like that, because especially with horses, those are just, it's outrageous. It is outrageous. And unless I had the support from viewers like you, I don't see that ever happening. But for other animals, as long as they're healthy or need a little bit of help, we're okay with that, because we are on a limited budget here. We don't have outside support and help. We just take in what we can, what we can afford to do, and it's kind of one of those, we hope nothing happens, because that cuts into the budget. But we figure it out, we make a way, and that's all we can do. So not all these animals are cute little pets, and that's not why we get them. A lot of them here are for providing for our family. But the other animals, we have gladly took them in, and like I said, some of them are here until they naturally pass on. So thank you for tuning in. Apparently I've gotten something figured out on this device. I'm hoping to get something else to record on. That would be fantastic. But yeah, if you liked what you see, if you'd like to tag along and continue on our journey with us, I would consider hitting that subscribe button. It is absolutely free to you. It is absolutely free to drop a comment, and it is absolutely free to hit that like button. So come join us and begin your journey with us. I'd love to grow a community on here, and I don't want to debate community. I'm not into the I'm right, you're wrong, and my way is the only way, but I am not opposed to ideas and everybody's suggestions. I see a lot of negativity on Facebook from these groups, and we're just not about that here. Your opinion is always considered, but we will not deal with profanity and negativity. We keep it positive. There is a such thing as positive criticism, and we're okay with that, but the negativity can go elsewhere. I want a good community here that people can come in and conversate and feel like family. I absolutely love groups like that I have found, and I've upset some people because of things I have said, but that's going to happen from time to time. But we're not all about that. I don't just go attack people. I just don't. I think people are going a little bit overboard and insane with this animal protection stuff. They're just animals. I'm talking about the ones that have to have chickens in their home now because they're cute little animals, and no. You don't have to have expensive, fancy chicken coops and runs and all that. It's too much. It's too much. Chickens are one of the easiest animals to take care of, guys. Just do it. There's only a little bit to it. Some people think that they have to require all this stuff that other people have, and that is not the case. Don't worry about what other people are doing, what other people have and don't have, and and all of that. I just built a chicken tractor out of stuff that I had laying around here. It's not fancy. I didn't go pay a fortune for it. Um, I don't even think I have a pound of screws in that thing. So it's about doing with what you have and moving on from there. One of these days I might have a really nice chicken coop and a facility. I don't have that now, and I don't have a way to get that now, and I'm going to deal with what I have. I think we gave $500 for that camper when we first started our journey to find a homesteading place. And we had a few delays along the way, and then we found some land and we started, and we've moved since then, and I'm sure we will move again. It's just do with what you have, guys. It's not hard. And we make sacrifices to make sure these animals are taken care of. And there's a lot of times we ourselves are neglected. Whether that's new clothing, new shoes, things for the house. I mean, that thing has taken a lot of work, and it still needs a lot of work. It's nothing fancy, but it's a house. We're able to stay warm. We're able to cool down in the summer, and we're able to put food in our tummies. It'd be nice if that was a $500,000 house, but it's not. We're trying to make it into one. It ain't ever going to be a $500,000 house, I can tell you that. Probably not while we're alive, anyway. I'd be surprised. The house that's selling just down the road from us here is up there around that $700,000 range, and I think we'd be lucky if we got 100 right now. But yeah, we neglect ourselves a lot to make sure these animals have what they need, and I don't ask for a dime from anybody. I make my way. I always have, and I always will. But we are coming down to an end on the time that we have to record. Apparently, we are back in order for now. I'm glad I was able to get a long video out, but I have not done a video on the animals as far as going into details on where they came from and what we do here. And I wanted to get that out to you guys and have a little conversation. The mobile home project is on hold for now. I'm really trying to watch what I do and stressing my arm. It is not any better than what it was. I'm waiting on a doctor's appointment here in a couple weeks, and we'll find out what's going on a little bit further, and we're just hanging in there. I do what I can as I can. There's days I'm hurting and I'm not able to get out and do more than just feeding, and then my arm is absolutely just kicking me in the butt all day after that. So I'm doing the best I can here, and yeah, one of these days, guys, we'll move forward. We'll have a lot accomplished, but until then, we just got to ride it out. So got a little finch on my truck. I just absolutely love wildlife, guys. I love it. I love it. But squirrels have come out. We've actually got squirrels that live in that little dead thing up there. Yeah. We're loving it. It's turning green. Spring is here, and unfortunately that brings a lot of rain, so a lot of outside activities are delayed. But we're doing what we can. We got a bunch of bedding over here too. In order to get the chicken coop cleaned out and new bedding in there, as well as in there with the quails and the baby chicks. And we'll be getting bedding put in probably the rabbit cages. We don't do too much during this time of year just because of the heat. We don't want them to go in their boxes and be too hot, because putting thick bedding in there just holds heat. So we usually leave the bedding to a bare minimum, if any, during the summertime, and then in the wintertime we keep them, but we have to clean them out and get them good to go. Make sure they have a clean place to sleep and rest, and take shelter if they want to. The hutches are completely covered, and I covered the sides to try to keep weather out and things like that. Cut down on some of the wind during the winter time, but now that they are over here, they're in a really shaded spot over here. So they should be good to go come hot weather. They absolutely did fine yesterday. It was up in the 80s, and it was really, really humid. So, um, but yeah, guys, we're doing what we can, as we can, with what we have, and that's all you can do. So when you ever feel down about it, just remember you're doing what you can with what you have, and that's all that matters. As long as everything is healthy, happy, and going as smooth as it can, you're going to have problems. You are, but you're going to get through them. And sometimes it's heartbreaking solutions, but there's always the option to move forward. So I deal with that myself. I have my ups and downs, and we all do. I have problems at home just like anybody else does, and you just work through it. You know, homesteading is not easy. It is, but it's not. There's a lot that goes into it. Um, but as far as doing, it's easy. Don't take away that it's hard, because it's not. There's just a lot that goes into it, and people need to realize that before they get into it, because this is a lot of work. It takes a lot to take care of these animals. So it's getting hot. I'm going to be out here suffering in the heat. Me and heat don't get along since I had heat stroke a few years ago, and I stutter now and all kinds of things. But I suffered yesterday. I got too hot. I was heat exhausted, but I got the chicken tractor done because I did what I had to do to take care of the animals, and that is the way that I roll. Um, I come last. I haven't even ate breakfast yet. This is the second video I'm doing today. Um, I've had nothing to eat because I've been out here taking care of animals, and now I'm taking care of you. So, I'll eat eventually. I didn't get much rest last night. I woke up a little late this morning, and I'm out here doing it. Um, I may try to get down in the garden a little bit today. I don't know. It just depends on what happens. We're waiting to see if some more rain comes in, and I got to get hay out and things like that. There's still some things I got to get done today for the animals, and as far as the gardening goes, as well as try to keep my daughter on track for homeschooling, and yeah, got some housework I got to get done today that didn't get done yesterday. So I don't know how much will get accomplished today, but depends on the weather and what I'm able to do. But just stay strong out there. Do what you can with what you have, and we will see you next time. We absolutely love you. Thanks for joining us. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, well, welcome back. Glad to see you, regardless if you're new or you're old. And no, I'm not talking about your age. I'm talking about how long you've been following us. Yeah. Share us, guys. Get us out there to your friends. And like I said, if you'd like to support, there's ways to do that. We're working on other ways, but yeah, just let us know, guys. I've did videos on that. I'm not asking for your support. I'm just giving you the ability to do it if you would like to do that. We only have one way to do it right now. So anyway, we got to grow the channel, guys, and then we won't have those issues, right? You'll be able to support us, and we don't have to figure things out. So yeah, help us grow, guys. We love your support. We love that you're here. We're up to 22 subscribers. That is absolutely awesome. And we'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, share, guys. Bye-bye now. Have a blessed week. Have an even better day.